Hello everybody, this video I am in Edinburgh. Look at that view up there, Edinburgh Castle. There's St Cuthbert, there's St John's. I'm not too sure if this is St Cuthbert or St John's, this particular section. I've never been in this bit before, so I'm just going to have a look at some of the memorials. I'm hoping to find one from a doctor who lived and died in Sunderland, whose family were based in Edinburgh. Look at that. Erected to the memory of Thomas Morrison, builder in Edinburgh, who died 30th of August 1820, aged 59 years, founder of Morrison's Academy in Crieff. Margaret Sprott. Lots of Scottish surnames. To the memory of James Crichton, Esquire, late of the island of Antigua. Was born in the parish of Nettier, Forfarshire, and died at his house, Viewforth. The one I'm looking for is a Dr. Byrne. I did a story on Facebook called The Good Doctor. St Cuthbert is quite a big churchyard. So every time I've been, I've never been able to find it because I haven't looked at every little spot. But I love these Scottish memorials. Look at the surnames. Their daughter, Frances Helena Baranow. Oh, sacred to the memory of Colonel Alexander Mair, late Deputy Governor, Fort George, North Britain. Can't remember if that was it Inverness or Augustus after the Jacobite Revolution. They built some new forts up there. Look at that. Professor Alfonso Pfeiffer of Lucerne. So that's Switzerland, isn't it? Look at that family, the Grieve family. One died at Woodbridge, Suffolk. One died in Fife. One died at Edinburgh. Edinburgh. And another at Malta. Tweedy. I always like it when they've got the occupations. Sutherland, bookseller, Edinburgh. Look at that. Beautiful lettering. Alexander Gardner of the Exchequer. You can probably guess that anybody buried here was quite well to do. There's merchant families and merchants. Ogilvy, Royal Veteran. Bryce, MD, is that doctor? Oh, now that is an interesting one. Sacred to the memory of Alexander Bryce, MD, who fell aged 38 on the field of battle in the Bengal service in the disastrous Afghan War of 1841-2. So I don't know, he might have died in the retreat from Kabul, which is probably one of the most interesting parts of military history from the 1800s, when the British and Indian forces were wiped out. Well, nearly on the way retreating from Kabul. As a medicine professor, Andrew Liddell. On Crieff, McLachlan, Tweedy. Where's Byrne? Henry Balfour Bigger, born March 10, 1792. William Moore, a late a baker. Oh friend, dry up those tender tears, affection's sigh, strive to subdue, yes, but a few revolving years, the tomb shall be your chamber too. It's a variation of Memento Mori. So even they've taken the iron railings off this one. Forbes, McGregor. I think this bit is actually part of St Cuthbert because it's cut off from St John's. Those names: Strachan, Campbell. This one's closed off. A jeweller, John Graham. I found it. I've actually found it. The last couple of times I've been, I only had a short time to have a look, and I never knew this was part of St Cuthbert. There we are. James Byrne, lacemaker, Edinburgh. James Byrne. I think James Byrne was born in Westminster there. So we've got James Byrne, Mint, Edinburgh, Jane Byrne Wilson, and of their this is the children. Look, James Byrne died at Bombay. Wilson Byrne died at the East Indies. Adam Byrne died at Ludhiana, and this is the one. William Sedley Byrne, MD, died at Sunderland, 18th of September, 1861, and Mary Ann Byrne, relict of Alexander Francis Smith, surgeon of Kirkcaldy. Now, William Sedley Byrne was the well-known Sunderland doctor. He'd been around the country with his wife, and he settled on Sunnyside. I think it might have been Nile Street or not, and he absolutely loved it. He was well known for his kindness and the help he did for all the good stuff he did for the community. He was actually buried at the Guild Cemetery in Sunderland with his wife, but they were exhumed and they were then buried in a grand tomb, but it's a big flat stone in Bishop Weymouth near the Southern Cemetery Chapel, and they had buried with them the faithful servant who was next to them. So if you go on Facebook in the story The Good Doctor, so there it is, William Sedley Byrne. His memorial is on there. So he's actually got he's mentioned in 2 headstones in Britain. I've got I love a good epitaph. To the memory of Henry Dewar, MD of Lasodie, endowed with excellent talents and blessed with a liberal education, he cultivated his advantages with distinguished ardour and success. Donald William Dewar, born 30th of January 1823, died in Paris. His remains were interred there in Montparnasse. As you can see, there's St John's, which is just at the end of Princess Street. I think that's Lothian Road. If you're ever in Edinburgh, there's these 2 churches in the churchyards with lots of grand monuments and temples and all sorts of reminders of them. Look at the size of this one. The burying ground of George Winton, architect, erected by his widow and surviving family. Look at the size of that. Anno Domini 1823. Winton's a good Scottish name. The burying ground of Major G.L. McMurdo. Blessed are the dead that die in the Lord. Adam Thompson, accountant. Mary Hay, widow of the Reverend Thomas Thompson. Hay's a good Scottish surname. Right, look at that. Mrs. Elizabeth Tennant, spouse of John Cuthbert, bookseller, Edinburgh. See, look, there's the size of this monument, and they're just booksellers. That's a good view. James Carmichael. So I'm guessing with these types of memorials, the people were buried just in the space in front of them. But I'm also guessing that lots of the people mentioned aren't actually buried here, and they're more like memorials, just like they do in like most cemeteries, and they would mention people. And you come to a little gate, that's St. Cuthbert. That's a grand church. Look at the size of this. The actual railway line goes through the graveyard. Apparently they exhumed hundreds of bodies when they put the train line through Princes Street Gardens to do it. There's also these grand headstones. Look at the size of these. I don't know if they were always laid down or whether they're just being taken down, but they are huge. I love the writing on that. Sacred to the memory of Mary Crichton Kyle, wife of Hugh Watson, writer to the signet, who died on the 10th day of February 1821 in the 25th year of her age. Not a great age. And her husband, he died 1834, aged 61 years, so he must have been a little bit older than his young wife. That's Fleming, Chisholm. So much history in this churchyard, erected to the memory of Thomas Piper, merchant in Edinburgh. Nearly back to where we started. Mr. James Dixon, Deputy Clerk of the Admiralty. His wife lived a good age, 90 years, died 1835. John Cameron, Woodfield, Murrayfield, that's just a couple of miles along the road. And there's the burying ground of John Cameron, merchant tailor in Edinburgh. And we'll finish off here. The burying ground of Thompson, born out of the Bank of Scotland. Anne Irvine, his only daughter, died 18th of September 1859 in her 13th year. So, young girl. And I'll just leave you with a lovely view up to Edinburgh Castle on this rather mild late October Tuesday afternoon. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy that, please give it a like and click on the subscribe. And so there we are, St. Cuthbert's Churchyard in Edinburgh. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you. Take care.